Yo, what's up, guys? It's Jack. So, for those of you that have been here a while, you guys remember not too long ago, sometime during the Black Ops 4 life cycle, I was talking about a Clan Wars video and how I was planning to bring the community together, not just from a content creator standpoint or not just from a viewer standpoint, or a player standpoint, but basically finding a way to unite the Call of Duty community one way or another, or a multitude of ways. And at the same time, I've been streaming a lot lately, and I've always been thinking up of ways. I've been wondering and asking myself, how can I get to the point to where I could basically, through my stream, make my stream somehow more entertaining, as opposed to just, obviously when a viewer comes in, they basically just enjoy watching and chatting, all that kind of stuff, and that's fine. But I've always wanted to add in something extra, something optional for the viewer that allows them to interact even more and enjoy and play if they want to, and at the same time get rewarded, whether they play or not. So with that being said, this is going to be a 3-part video series because there's a lot to divulge, and quite frankly, to put it all into one video would have been just absolutely ridiculous to ask of you guys to watch. So it's going to be a 3-part video. The first part is going to be talking about the first 2 parts are going to be talking about the weekend events. This one in this particular video is going to be called Sunday Trivia. And then the next one is going to be called Call of Duty Athlete Saturdays. And then the third one is going to be going over frequently asked questions and rules and how everything kind of works. And it actually makes sense for it to be in this kind of order. And you'll understand once you get to the end of this video. So basically, without further ado, I don't want to keep you guys here for too long. But in this one, we're going to be discussing Call of Duty trivia and what you can get by basically winning the trivia for the day, and the rewards you can get and all that kind of good stuff. And there are different tiers. And before we start, I just wanted to say that this is not a pay-to-win thing. So no matter if you sub or if you donate or if you follow or if you've been subscribed forever or anything like that, this is not a pay-to-win thing. This is not a something to where one person matters more than the other. This is basically everybody's on the same boat here when it comes to this. And also, some people, I might get hate for this video because some people will say, "Oh, you're just cocky and you're trying to make yourself out to be better than." No, this is, or that you think really highly of yourself. No, that's not it at all. I just came up with a way. I was just thinking about ways that it's completely optional for the viewer, of course. So you don't have to participate if you don't want to. But the thing is, I just wanted to make my streams just that much more fun, that much more enjoyable, and to get everybody united in different ways. Whether you're just a viewer, whether you're also a content creator, or whatever kind of viewer you are that is watching this channel, or even my streams, I wanted to kind of provide something optional for everybody. So that's all it really is. So I've given a couple of details on Twitter as well as on stream as well. And some people said, "Well, from what you're hinting, you don't really have to do this." I'm like, I know I don't have to do it, but I want to do it because I want you guys to be like. There's nothing more that I like. Like, for instance, one of the biggest things I like to do is I like to make people laugh. Simple as that. So if I can entertain people through fun, or just find a way to kind of bring everybody together, then there's really nothing better than that, quite frankly. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to kind of change my channel a little bit by adding in the what you're seeing here, and the comedy that I like to throw in along with the gameplay commentary. So I'm adding things in without taking away what the original recipe was for the channel in the first place. And that's what I'm going to do on the Twitch stream. It's only going to add to it. It's not going to take anything away. And if anything, it's going to possibly make it a lot more entertaining. And quite frankly, I've been spending a lot of time thinking about this, so I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like and are excited for what's to come as much as I am. So without further ado, I don't want to keep you guys here forever. Let's get into all the good old details. All right, guys. So in this one, I basically wanted to first describe what Trivia Sundays is, because for those of you that don't know, I just wanted to get a little bit more in depth in terms of what it's about and how to play and all that kind of stuff. So Trivia Sundays basically is going to take place on Sundays. And basically what it is, it's a game we play in chat. So basically in between games, I ask a question, or during a game, I'll have a trivia question going on. And basically what happens is whoever gets the correct answer answered first in the chat in trivia gets 1 point. Okay, so, and by the end of the stream, whoever has the most amount of points wins. Now, if there's a tie between 2 or more people, I'll either have a tiebreaker or I will award everybody the win. So without further ado, that's basically what it is. Now, you're not we're not limited to any specific category unless the chat specifically wants to. And basically, when somebody gets one right and gets a point, they have the ability to either choose the topic for the next one, or what they can do is they can relinquish that to somebody else. So let's say they've answered a ton of questions and they don't want to pick any more topics or categories or whatnot. They can relinquish that to somebody else, whether they're a competitor or whether they're just somebody that's just come in to chat to make them feel a little bit more involved and all that kind of good stuff. Fun stuff. So basically, that's what Trivia Sundays are. We had one a couple weeks ago or so on stream, and it was a blast. It was a good time. So it's like, hey, there's nothing better than adding to it than to add rewards. So without further ado, let's get into the rewards. So I've called them. I call this one these right here specifically. I call them bronze tier perks. Basically, the thing that's unique about the bronze tier perks is if you get more than one stream win, you could basically pick one of each. You can't pick one twice though. You can only pick one of the different ones. So that's basically how that works. And with every single time you win on stream, I'll be keeping track of how many times you win. So if you win in one stream and then you win another stream, all those points are going to add up until you reach silver and then gold, and then if you're able to, platinum. And those will have better rewards for every tier. So these are the bronze tier perks. And so the first one is going to be you get to pick the Call of Duty that I stream next. Okay? Or for whatever reason, let's say I can't do it at that specific time, you get to choose in terms of, like, let's say the weekend or a specific day to when I could stream that whichever Call of Duty you want next. Now, these are obviously limited to Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, COD World War II, and I think that's it. They're basically all the current gen CODs. No, I'm sorry, but I will not stream Modern Warfare for reasons that you probably should know about now. But anyway, let's get on to the next one. The next one is a Twitter follow. Now, in terms of, this is everybody, in terms of me as well, it may not be a permanent one, but as time goes on, like in the next tier, there could be one where it is permanent, unless you are just a rude person or something like that, then I'll unfollow you. But this is basically a Twitter follow. Some people are really trying to get followers on Twitter. So basically everybody that's on stream, obviously you don't have to do it if you don't want to. I would not want to force anybody to do anything they didn't want to. But for everybody that's participating, and for anybody that's in the chat that just wants to participate or honor that, they can. It's completely optional. You don't have to do it. But everybody will follow the winner, in other words. So if you want to. I will. I'll definitely honor it, of course. You'll get a Twitter follower. So it's a really good way to grow your Twitter. So moving on to the next one. A follow on PS4 or Xbox. Now, this is the same thing goes for everyone, including myself. It's not a friends, it's more of a follow thing, because recently I guess there's a difference between a follow and a friend request or whatnot. So I basically put those in two different categories. So, and this is for everybody. Again, if they don't want to honor it, that's fine. But if they do, that's great, because some people, again, they want to find more people to play with. And I've noticed that on streams as well. Some people they'll be in stream chatting, and all of a sudden they'll talk about a different game that they play, and they're like, cool, add me on this, let's play together. So that's another way to kind of spread the love with that as well. So let's move on to the next one. You get to play with me on stream longer. So everybody basically on weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays, for the two different events, they get to play with me on stream longer if they choose this one. So let's say we swap people out every 2 to 3 games. The person that just chooses this perk gets to play for, like, let's say, I don't know, twice as much. It all depends on how many people are participating and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, if there's less people participating, you get to play even longer. If there's more people participating, then you don't get to play as long as you would if there would be less, but you're still playing longer than anybody else is. So let's say the average person gets in 2 games, you'll have at least 4. Let's put it that way. So the next one, you get to be a Discord stream guest. And by the way, before moving on, I just wanted to say that there are more than one ways to get these points for wins, and that's where the other event comes in on Saturday. So that's why I wanted to make a whole separate video, because there's a lot more. So wins are not just from Trivia Sundays. Wins are also going to be from the other event that's going to take place on Saturdays as well. So let's keep it going here. So Discord stream guest. So basically what this means is I'll invite you on Discord for that one time, and basically the stream will not just hear me, but they'll hear you as well, and we can just talk about anything, whatever. So just a conversation on stream. And be talking back and forth between the chat and stuff like that. So you kind of get to share the stream with me, so to speak. But there's a couple of requirements though. Number one, you got to be mature. So I'll go over what that means exactly on part 3 of this series in terms of the kind of frequently asked questions and how everything works and the rules and stuff like that. I'll explain that in part 3. And you have to have a clear mic. You got those 2 things set, you're golden. And the last reward for this one would be that you get to be a mod for the day. So you get all the rights and privileges that my mods have and all that kind of stuff, and you get to be a mod for the day. So I know these are very basic, but again, I spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff and how to put each one in each tier. Again, it's not perfect, but with every single tier, they get better and better, and I just wanted to like give you guys an incentive. So again, you could pick any one of these that you want in any order that you want, but you can't pick 1, 2 times, 3 times, 7 times, or as many times as you want. So the most you can get from this is 7 and remember, I will be keeping track of how many points you get per win. So once you get to 10, you get to silver tier. So let's go over what silver tier gives you exactly. So silver tier perks obviously are 10 wins. So you get 10 wins. Now again, remember, this isn't just from Trivia Sundays. This is also for Call of Duty Athlete Saturdays, is which I'm going to call it. So that'll be part 2 of this video series, which will be next. So let's go over the rewards for this one. So the first one would be a permanent Twitter follow from me. So I just wanted to put that on. Now, now this will also be like, how do I put this? Now, obviously, if somebody is ridiculous and they're disrespectful or immature, then obviously, you know, I'm gonna unfollow that person. But for the most part, if you're a sensible person, you know, I'll follow you on Twitter, and you'll always have access to me or whatnot. So permanent Twitter follow, wham bam. So, and from that, you know, as basic as it sounds, you have access from DMs or whatnot. So sometimes you'll send me a DM if you have a question, or if you're wondering, like, let's say for instance, what do you got planned for this week in videos? You know, I can give you a little sneak peek of that before I give it to anybody else. So it really is more than just a follow when you think in depth about it. So moving on to the next one, I'll add you on my friends list on PS4 and Xbox. So I've got like multiple accounts per, but from my main account, I'll add you as a friend. I only add in friends, and I mentioned this on stream, I only add in friends that I know in real life, but in this sense, you basically get to be a part of that group if you want to do so for this. Now, again, you don't have to pick these in order. You don't have to pick, you know, you can pick anyone you want. So, and these will get better though. So moving on to the third one, permanent Discord ad. Now, again, you have to be mature, and I might just have you just out of nowhere, especially if you're mature or whatnot. And, you know, I could have you, you know, every once in a while I might message you and say, hey, if you want to be an out of nowhere guest on my stream, there you go. So you got access to me through Discord on that, or sometimes you might even ask me questions. Simple as that. And I am on Discord all the time. I'm always invisible, so I'm not on all the time, but I always keep an eye on what's going on in Discord. So if somebody does send me a message, I'll definitely get it. So for those of you guys that want to know when I'll stream next, or what I have in mind on stream, or what's going on, so and so, there you go. Now, moving on to the next one. You get to play with me for the entire stream, and this is 1 time per month minimum, so that's for every month. And no, they do not stack. So in other words, what I mean is if you miss 1 month, that doesn't mean you get 2 months in the next month. This is only 1 per month minimum, and weekends only. Now, if I might ask you to, if you want to be a guest an additional time, it may very well happen. That's why I use the word minimum. So that way, it would add more to the reward on it. So, but you're only limited to weekends only, because that's when I play with people. But again, when you go into the other tiers, there's more added on to that. So let's move on. This is a Twitch follow. So this is from me and everyone that wants to honor it in the chat. Again, I'm not about forcing anything on anybody. If they want to, they can. And it's a good way for some people that want to grow on Twitch to somehow get some momentum going. So, so yeah, there's a Twitch follow. Let's go on for the next one. Mod for a week, or 7 streams basically. So if I stream 3 days out of the week, 1 week, and then 4 days out of the week for the other week, there you go. So it's kind of like almost like 2 weeks if you think of it. So basically 1 stream equals 1 day. So it's basically 7 days. So 7 streams. So pretty self-explanatory. And the last one for this one is you get to be a stream guest, a Discord stream guest, 1 time a month, and limited to weekends. So it's as simple as that. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So now for the next one, we're getting into gold tier. So without further ado, let's keep the ball rolling. So with gold tier perks, it equals 20 wins. And like I said previously, and I'm gonna keep repeating this, to get to those 20 wins, it's not just by winning Trivia Sundays. There's also Call of Duty Saturdays, Call of Duty Athlete Saturdays, which I'll get into in the next video. But the first the first reward that you get for this, one of the rewards that you get to choose for this would be to play with me for the entire stream, once a month, and any stream. So you're not just limited for a certain period of time. You can play with me for the entire stream if you want to. So you're not only limited to 2 or 3 games, and you could do it any stream as opposed to just the weekends. All right, and let's move on to the next one. Is a YouTube sub, not just from me, but from anybody. So this includes me and everybody else. But now remember, just as a YouTuber myself, I'll tell you, if somebody, including myself, will see that you're not posting, or you're barely posting, or you've given up on it, I'm obviously going to unsub, because you're going to be in my sub box and your stuff's going to be there. So I will be able to tell whether or not you are being continuous. And if you're being continuous, and I'm going to stick around. But and again, I'm sure this works the same way with everybody. So, and again, with everybody that wants to honor in the chat, they can do so. And remember, especially if you're a starting YouTuber, gaining subs is very, very difficult in the very, very beginning. Trust me, I know this from experience. So this is kind of a way to give you guys a boost by kind of winning it, so to speak, through the combination of Trivia Sundays as well as Call of Duty Athlete Saturdays. Now, moving on to the next one, stream raid ×2. So you get 2 stream raids. I'll gather a couple people in from the chat, and basically we'll come onto your stream whenever you decide to stream. Again, you could follow me on Twitter. Following me on Twitter is the best way to do this, so that way you can get in touch with me and tell me exactly when you're going to be streaming. And then out of nowhere, we'll have a little small raid on your stream. I had one happen to me a little bit ago, and I mean, my goodness, I gained I think 4 or 5 followers. It was absolutely tremendous, and I'm very appreciative of that. So this is a way you can get this twice. So 2 times of your choosing, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Self-explanatory. Next one, Discord stream guest. Now this is 1 time a month, any stream. So you're not just limited on weekends, and you could be a guest for the entire duration of the stream if you want to, as opposed to just being limited or whatever it is. So that's basically how that works. It's pretty self-explanatory. And again, maturity and a clear mic is requested and expected. Moving on to the next one. This is the last one, and this is you get to be a mod for a month, and or a total of 30 streams. So pretty self-explanatory, really. So yeah. So the next one and the final tier is Platinum tier, and these are the ones that require 35 wins. And again, I'll say it one more time. I hope you're not getting too annoyed by it. But this one also has bonuses that the other ones don't, because it's going to be really hard to get 35 wins, especially if you have competition. So basically, yeah, you need to get a total of 35 wins, and which is a 15 additional from gold. So now the first reward for this one is you get to play with me at any stream, an unlimited amount of time, plus Discord at the same time. So you're basically sharing the stream with me whenever you want, however long you want, all that good stuff. Again, maturity and a clear mic is required. Unfortunately, if you don't have the clear mic or the maturity, you can still play with me at any stream for as long as you want, but you can't do the Discord because you lack either the maturity or the clear mic. Pretty simple. But I hope you do, because it's always good getting to know people. So at the same time, for me as a content creator and a streamer, it allows me to kind of get to know the person on another level as opposed to just chatting. All right, moving on to the next one, YouTube shout out and a TSG style post. Now, first and foremost, I know that this is more favored towards content creators, and I've got something else in this in these rewards on this list where I got everybody else covered. So basically, let's say you're a YouTuber or whatever it is, or even a streamer. You basically get a shout out on the channel, and if you make a video, I'll post it on my channel. You can have your video as unlisted, and you can DM me on Twitter, and you could put that in my in my DMs, and basically I will post your video on my channel, and it will be featured on my channel just like it is on Thunder's community channel on TSG. So, and hopefully that gives you a boost, because there are so many people that I know that follow me that have smaller YouTube channels, and like I said in the very beginning, it's really, really hard to grow, and it's really hard to get that boost. And TSG itself has helped me out numerous times. So this is a way to where you can get that done as well. All right, so moving on to the next one, Twitch host, 1 time per month, for 6 months. Okay? And wait till we get to the bonus on this. So, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I'll host you on Twitch, so everybody that watches me, if they decide to stick around when I host you, they get to see you as well. So that'll give you a tremendous, hopefully it'll help you out tremendously on your Twitch channel and kind of help give you a boost. I'm all about it because I understand and I know firsthand how difficult it is on both YouTube and on Twitch. So moving on, the next one is a dual comm podcast. You could be a guest on a podcast or a dual comm. So for the previous reward, I had what was it? YouTube shout and TSG post. This one is, again, no matter who you are, you could be a part of this. So you're not just limited to content creation. So if you're just a viewer and somebody that's that comments on the videos or whatnot and watches my stuff or whatever it is, you could be a guest in one of my future videos. We can do a dual comm or we can be on a podcast, because I have mentioned previously that I will be doing podcasts with other people out there, and you could be a featured guest and be a part of it. Again, clear mic and maturity is an absolute requirement, and there you go. Now, here is the bonus. Here's where the part becomes very interesting. Now, obviously, anybody that makes it to platinum tier, automatically you get this. You get to be permanent mod forever, unless, again, you end up being really disrespectful and offensive and stuff like that. You get to be a mod permanently on my stream, and you get additional privileges. In other words, let's say you're somebody that is continuing to try to grow their stream and or their channel. I might shout you out. I could very much shout you out a second time, or even a third time, or whatever, as time goes on, sparingly. Or let's say I might have you as a guest again. So it's not just limited to one time. You see where I'm getting at? All these privileges right here in all these rewards for the platinum tier perks basically can happen again once you get to platinum. Once you get those 35 wins, these could definitely happen more than once. And obviously, if you've gotten to the point to where you've gotten platinum, you've obviously earned it. So it's not like just given and thrown to just anybody randomly. So obviously, if you are immature or disrespectful or all that kind of stuff, you don't get anything. It's simple as that. So so I respect I expect a certain amount of respect and humility, obviously. And it's simple as that, really. It's that simple. So, and as I mentioned again, I'm going to mention it for the last time. This Trivia Sundays are not the only way to get points towards wins. There's Call of Duty Athlete Saturdays as well, which I'll get into in the next video. And one more thing that I want to say before I leave, in case I haven't mentioned it already, because I do these commentaries uncut, so it's easy for me to forget if I left something out. And I don't write anything down except for the stuff that I just described to you here. This is not pay to win. This is not pay to win. So even if you've made platinum tier and you've got your permanent mod and all that, that gives you no control over the decisions I make on my channel on Twitch or on my YouTube channel. As simple as that. But there is one more thing that I also wanted to mention. Actually, you know what? No, that actually goes in with part 3. So I'll get into what I was almost about to say, but I'll leave that for part 3. This video's already gone long enough. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. Again, these are just stuff that I thought of, and I thought it would make it a lot more interesting. And again, these don't go in order. You could pick whichever one that you choose per tier. And in tier 1, for instance, in bronze tier, basically you get to choose one of each as you progress, as you make your way towards 10. And that all of a sudden that starts to change as you progress and keep going up. So but yeah, I'll get into more specifics in terms of how things work and all that kind of stuff in part 3. Part 2, which I'll try to get up by tomorrow because these videos take a longer time to produce. Part 2 will be talking about Call of Duty Athlete Saturdays, and those really get you guys involved more than ever, and they give you other ways to earn more wins towards these tier perks by challenges, basically. In a similar way to how Call of Duty challenges work, if that gives you any hints. But anyway, that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you think, and are you excited about this? And if you have any ideas that I haven't thought of, and trust me when I tell you, I spent a lot of time thinking of this stuff. If you have any ideas that would make this even better or whatnot, I am open to suggestion. But for the most part, this is what I got. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.